everyone, welcome to Student Roots. I'm your host, Gabriela, and we have created this program for you, our JCU community, for you to get enriched with other countries and learn things that you had no idea about. So, today we have a very special guest. Her name is Lolita, and she's from Ukraine. Hello, Lolita, how
Hi.
are you?
I'm fine, and you?
I'm very fine, thank you. I'm so happy and honored that you're here with us.
Thank you, me too. Hi, I'm Lolita. I'm from Ukraine. I'm from the capital, which is Kiev. And I basically grew up there. And after I finished the high school, I came here to do the John Cabot University.
So you basically were like your whole life in Ukraine.
Yeah, exactly. I just left it 2 years ago. Yeah.
We're gonna start with some basic questions for people to get to know your country.
Okay.
And let's start. Where is Ukraine located? Is it in Africa? Is it in Asia?
No.
Is it in America? Where is it? For
Okay.
those that don't know.
So basically, Ukraine is in Europe, and the nearest countries are Russia, Turkey, and also Italy. And it's a very huge country. It's even larger than Italy. I didn't know that, but yesterday I just get to know.
Yeah.
Also, it's very near. It's only 2 hours in a plane.
Oh, so it's like right here.
Yeah, I just can go there every
lucky
weekend.
you.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you said before, the capital is Kiev, and you're from Kiev.
Yeah, exactly.
And is Kiev really, really big? Is it like the biggest city?
The Kiev is really, really huge, and also it's very modern. You can see lots of buildings, lots of high buildings, and there is no much of gardens, but it's very modern. It's like New York, something of New York, and something of Milan.
Oh.
It's really modern. Yeah, I just advise you to visit it. It's very nice.
I wish, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, let's continue. So what's the currency? If I were to go to Ukraine, what should I take? Should I take euros, dollars?
Okay, so when you go to Ukraine, you just there you can find some kiosks where you can change the currency, and basically 1 euro is 30 hryvnias. So some years ago, 1 euro was 15 hryvnias, but now it's 30 euros.
Oh, so
30
it went
hryvnias.
up.
Yeah, it went up. Yeah.
Okay, and what's the language? What language do you speak in?
The language
Ukraine?
is Ukrainian, but I can say that no one uses it. Everyone just speaks in Russian. Like clearly 80% of people speak Russian.
And in the small cities that are like in the outskirts of like the big
small
cities,
yeah.
what do they speak?
Basically, small cities speak 80% Ukrainian because they're small. They're not so But yeah, they all understand Russian, but maybe they're not as good as those who live in the capital.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're not as good as others, but they understand it. Yeah,
And in schools, what language?
In school, you need to speak only in Ukrainian. Yeah, even though when we have all those pauzas, we can speak in Russian, but in the class, every time in Ukrainian. Only if you have the class of Russian, But
exactly.
we may have it. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. So now we're gonna move, and we're gonna talk about politics. What's a political party?
So Ukraine is basically democratical, and there is one president who is Petro Poroshenko, and there are lots of different parties. But if I start mentioning them, I'll just finish tomorrow. There are too much of them. And yeah, I'd like to say that unfortunately, we can see this also on TV. They show it in news that they just don't do nothing. They just stay there, even though sometimes even fight. They just have fun there. They're just not doing what they need to do.
They don't do their job.
Yeah, exactly. So all the people argue about this, but yeah.
And is there a conflict between Russia and Ukraine?
Exactly.
How does that work?
There is a huge conflict between Russia and Ukraine. And also, so many times I've heard, when I ask people about what Ukraine is, they'll be like, oh, it's near Russia. Every time when I hear it, I just get a little bit sad because now...
And how do you feel when people ask you like, oh, where are you from? Ukraine? Oh, so you're Russian?
Yeah, exactly. I just feel a bit angry because there is this conflict which began on 2014 between those, like our country and Russia. Basically, I'll be fast. Basically, it all began when the previous president, Viktor Yanukovych, wanted to make this deal with Putin, Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, and people was not agreeing with this one, and they just came in the center of the country, which is called Maidan Nezalezhnosti, and had these huge protests. And the same day, the previous president started shooting everyone. He just shooted.
No way.
100
The Ukrainian president?
Yeah, shooted 100 people. The police, of course. He called the police, and police started shooting everyone.
Wow.
And they killed 100 people. And they were kids. They were like teenagers. They were like old. Like
no one. Terrible.
Yeah, and it's still continued till now. Like it's 5 years, which is going on.
And it still continues.
It's still going on. Yeah, it's still going on. Yeah.
Well, I hope that things can get resolved in the next years.
Yeah, I wish so. Yeah.
So what's the population? Like, how many people are getting affected by all these?
Okay, so if I'm not
issues?
mistaken, it's 42 million people in the Ukraine, and yeah, I can say that unfortunately, because of Russian propaganda, Russians began to think that Ukrainians hate them and that Ukrainians began this war. But it was all the conflict of two presidents. It wasn't the conflict of the people of two nationalities. It was
so now the people, I bet the Russians and Ukrainians sometimes they don't get along because
they just hate each other.
I imagine.
Exactly, yeah, because they don't know things. Yeah,
exactly.
So propaganda, yeah.
So that's why we're doing this program, for people to get educated and for them to know what's actually happening and what's going on around the world.
Exactly.
You know. And now we're gonna change it a little bit, and now I want to know about you. About how was your life growing up as a Ukrainian girl?
Okay, so I began to go to school when I was 6, and we have 11 years education. And the strange thing I think that for everyone will be is that we continue with the same class for 11 years. We're not changing school, we're not changing class, we just continue with the same people.
Because like in the United States, people like go to, I don't know, like school, middle school,
and then change high school. Yeah.
So you were like
no, we just continue
middle
the
school,
same.
high school, like
everything in one school. Yeah, okay. Everything. Of course, I began to hate the same people with years.
I imagine.
But yeah, it's okay. You just need to focus on
get used to it. Yeah. And with your family, how was it like growing up with your family?
No, it was pretty nice. I traveled a lot around Ukraine with my family. I visited Lviv, which is very beautiful city, which has lots of gardens, lots of nature. Also, another one is Kharkiv, which is the first capital. And yeah, I would like you to recommend to visit like basically Kiev, Lviv, and Kharkiv.
And are there any phrases, any Ukrainian phrases or Russian phrases that you think like stand out?
Yeah. Okay, so I can name this one, which is basically you need to say Героям слава. No, Slava Ukraini, Героям слава.
What?
So basically the first one is the question.
Героям слава?
Slava Ukraini.
Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава.
Heroes love.
Exactly. You're very nice at it. You're very nice.
Thank
yeah.
you.
Basically, it means fame to Ukraine, to heroes' fame. It all went out when was their revolution, and this phrase is basically dedicated to those people who died. And also, there are so many songs made with this phrase.
With the phrase.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice how like that phrase became so popular.
Yeah. It's like a. I don't know. It's very.
So like all these people are like remembered.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of these
also,
phrases.
many tourists when they come, I just hear them saying this phrase, even though they don't know it. But it's nice that people just know it.
So
even though they don't know the meaning, but it's until it's a nice phrase. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, for you, that you understand everything. For you, like it has meaning.
Oh, exactly.
And what are the dishes in Ukraine?
Oh well, we have lots of dishes, and I've tried to cook for my Italian stepdad those dishes. The first one was a soup, which is called borscht. It's red soup, borscht, which is made with garlic, meat, potatoes, everything, clearly. And it's very tasty. Like, I don't know, okay, for me, because I'm Ukrainian, it's very tasty.
I'm hungry now.
No. If you just
really
tried,
hungry.
you know what have you done? He just took this dish and you threw it in the bathroom. He was like,
Why?
I will never eat it. It was like a poison. Because it may be a little bit oily, you know, because there are many ingredients and it's still all together. But I like it. Okay, if you're Ukrainian, you can like it.
No, exactly. Like,
it
I
depends,
feel that
you
people
know?
From their countries, they're gonna have like a special connection with
yeah,
their food.
of course. You just
and
need
then
to
other
get used to
people
it.
just have to try, you know, it's
just
culture.
need to try, You will not like it the first time, but the second time you will like it, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It's really tasty, yeah.
And what else?
Also, there's another one which is called kotleta po-kievski. It's basically the meat of a chicken made with how can I say cotoletta in Italian?
Yeah, with fried.
Fried with potatoes.
that
the
sounds
only
delicious.
the only thing is that it's all made like a ball.
A ball.
And on the inside you have butter and prosciutto and mozzarella.
Ay,
But
that
it's
sounds
Ukrainian,
really
yeah.
good.
It's really strange, you know. There's mozzarella, but yeah, it's really tasty, yeah.
Well, I would love to try them.
Yeah,
If you
you
want to
should.
cook for me, you know.
Okay.
If I were to visit your country, what places should I go?
Okay, so of course you need to visit the capital. And I would like to recommend to you to go or to the park of Taras Shevchenko, which is a huge park, which is basically has this bridge. You can, it's like, I don't know, it's maybe 5 kilometers of hugeness, and it's very nice. There's a lot of flowers, it's very colorful, it's very clean, you know. And also another one is the center of the capital also is Maidan Nezalezhnosti, where all this revolution happened. But there are many monuments, many statues, many museums, you know, you can
And
see
they
all
were
the
created
culture.
for like the people. Or
Yeah, also, yeah, some statues, yes, but okay, others are just from the
past.
From the past.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, I'd like to recommend you to visit again Lviv, because it's very nature, very live, you know, peaceful city. You can see a lot of people there are just happy about living there, and you'll never.
Oh, that's beautiful. To see,
Yeah,
like, the
because you
happiness
know
of
in
the
those
people that are
exactly,
there. Yeah.
it's not that huge, but of course people are different from the capital one, because in the capital they're just like, you know, angry or just running in hurry.
Because they always have something.
Yeah,
to do
something
in the
to do.
capital.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's something that happens in every country.
Yeah,
Every
exactly.
Yeah. Okay, and now it's the fun part. It's
Okay.
your time to debunk those stereotypes. Look right there. We're gonna show you the
Okay.
videos, and then you're gonna let us know what you think.
Okay.
What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the country Ukraine?
I think Russia.
Past Soviet Union country.
So,
Okay.
what do you have to say?
Okay, it was not that, I don't know, how can I say it? It was a pleasure to hear the things, of course, because, okay, I don't know, when people say Ukraine, when people say here in Ukraine and they send Russia, it makes me feel sad, but from the other part, it doesn't make me feel sad, because there is a lot of that propaganda that just forms these opinions, and people, of course, without living in Ukraine, they just cannot know the truth. I don't know if people have seen those news about the war between Ukraine and Russia, but I don't think so. And it also makes me feel sad, because I don't know about other wars people speak, but about this war that is continued 5 years ago and is still going on, no one speaks, no one knows it.
It's sad
Yeah.
that people don't know anything about your country.
Or
you
they
know?
just know by words, you know. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, it can work, because you know, people are not the same, and if someone will come to me and ask me something, I'll just say, you know, interesting things, and it's just going on, and I wish that your program will help them get to know more about
We
my
also hope
country.
that, because
Yeah.
it's not only with Ukraine, but other countries
Yeah,
around the world, people
of
don't know
course.
anything, you know.
Yeah.
So it's time for people to get educated.
Exactly.
And I think that the media plays a big part in people
Yeah.
not knowing, or only
That's-
knowing
yeah.
like only relating Ukraine to Russia.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to say?
I would like to say that people need to get more interested, you know, not to study all the information about the country, but just to know the main things, just to be more educated, you know. It's really nice when you just speak with your friends and you show them that you know something new or something else about some countries, and then you will say it to them, and then they will know it too.
Exactly.
And in that way,
To
people
show
just
a little more interest.
yeah, of
And
course.
especially since we're like in an international school with people from all
Yeah,
over
exactly.
the world, it's just
It's just nice.
Yeah.
It just makes sense. Yeah, of
common
course.
sense.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Mm.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
It was
you.
a pleasure to have you
Me
here.
too. Thank you.
So, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It was a pleasure to have you here watching us today. See you next time.